Hi, this is Teacher Jennifer from U.S. Citizenship Podcast with some huge news. Today, July 19th, 2019, USCIS announced plans to improve the naturalization test. So in other words, they're going to update the civics portion of the USCIS citizenship interview. So they're going to change the 100 questions, and this is going to take place in December 2020 or early 2021. There was no news about the update to the N400. Let me read you the memorandum from USCIS. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services is revising the current naturalization test with improvements to ensure that it continues to serve an accurate measure of a naturalization applicant's civics knowledge, and that it reflects best practices in adult education assessments. The goal is to create meaningful, uniform, and efficient tests that will assess applicants' knowledge and understanding of U.S. history, government, and values. This spring, the former USCIS director signed the revision of the Naturalization Civics Test Memorandum. This memorandum announces the revision of the naturalization test and formalizes a decennial revision schedule of the naturalization test based on adult education practices. Okay, let me stop just for a moment to explain this. This memorandum came out on May 9th, 2019. It says that it's going to revise the test on a decennial revision schedule. That means every 10 years they're going to revise the test. And they're going to do it according to how we teach adults. Let me continue. This is a quote from the current acting USCIS Director, Ken Cuccinelli. Granting U.S. citizenship is the highest honor our nation bestows. Updating, maintaining, and improving a test that is current and relevant is our responsibility as an agency in order to help potential new citizens fully understand the meaning of the U.S. citizenship and values that unite all Americans. That's the end of the quote. In December 2018, USCIS formed a naturalization test revision working group with members from across the agency. The working group has been reviewing and updating the naturalization test questions. The working group will also assess potential changes to the speaking portion of the test. USCIS is soliciting the input of experts in the field of adult education to ensure that this process is fair and transparent. After careful analysis of the pilot and thorough officer training, USCIS will set an implementation date in December 2020 or early 2021. I would like to stop reading this memorandum and make two comments. The first comment is the potential changes to the speaking portion of the test. In March 2019, USCIS was supposed to update the N400 application for naturalization, which is the basis of the speaking portion of the test. We're still waiting for changes to that test. Also, I would like to comment that the Department of Education hosts an online forum called links.gov, which facilitates discussions between adult education professionals, community service organizations, and shareholders. We are looking forward to seeing discussions about the updates to the citizenship test. Let me continue reading this memorandum. Section 312 of the Immigration and Nationality Act outlines the English and civics requirements for naturalization. By law, candidates for naturalization must have, quote, an understanding of the English language, including an ability to read, write, and speak words in ordinary usage in the English language, and knowledge and understanding of the fundamentals of history and the principles and form of government of the United States, unquote. This test revision will comply with all the statutory and regulatory requirements, and USCIS will pilot it this fall. In fiscal year 2018, USCIS naturalized nearly 757,000 people, a 5-year high in oaths of citizenship. The naturalization test revision is a key part of preparing legal immigrants to fully exercise their rights and meet their responsibilities. For more information on USCIS and our programs, please visit uscis.gov or follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, and LinkedIn at /USCIS. Let's review. USCIS has announced that they will be updating the civics portion of the citizenship test. This update will be implemented in December 2020 or early 2021. The new citizenship questions are not available yet. There has been no further updates to the current application for naturalization. We are also looking forward to those updates. Please stay tuned to USCIS and uscitizenpod.com, where we will pass on the updates to the citizenship test as soon as we get this information. Thank you so much. I know you will be a great American citizen. Thank you. Bye-bye.